And once they scored, Arsenal did not take it to Palace. So Palace are a team that have come back. We've seen them come back a couple of times, and there's no way they were going to rest on their laurels. They were going to go for Arsenal, and they did, and they were unfortunate not to win today.
What about the equaliser for Arsenal from Palace's point of view?
Well, I think it's one of those. I think they had 40 corners and not scored from one this season. It was one of those nights, wasn't it? I mean,
Statistic, but that's 9 Premier League goals he's scored for Arsenal as a substitute. So rather than sulking, he is coming off the bench and he is affecting games.
Well, what he's trying to do is trying to make a point that I should be playing. He is somebody that plays a different kind of striking role that Aubameyang plays. And it's very tough to get them both in the side, because if he's in the side, then Aubameyang plays out on the left, which is not his most potent position. He wants to be down the centre with those three guys, whether it's Saka, Ødegaard and Smith-Rowe behind him to give him the ball. That didn't happen too much today, but then you need someone like Lacazette who can play that role and link those three and maybe keep the ball in that last third area where they could keep the pressure on Palace, which didn't happen today.
Well, Alexander Lacazette is the real talking point. James McArthur on Saka, who we didn't see reappear in the second half. You've seen it time and time again. Let's have another look.
Yeah. Well, he didn't reappear because he's totally volleyed him. You know, and the more you see it, the worse it gets, simply because, like Glenn mentioned earlier on, it's a kind of a professional knows. You know what's happening. When this ball is in the air now, he's seen Xhaka touch it there. There's no way that he even looks to hesitate to stop going through with that. And now he's going to act like he's innocent. Watch. So he can now see Saka's kicked the ball now. Look at him. That's vicious for me, because he's absolutely blasted through his leg. And how they do not see that upstairs is absolutely beyond me.
I can't deny it. I mean, it's there for everyone to see. I think on first glance you could say that he didn't see him, but he didn't nip in last minute. He won it at almost chest height.
Yes.
He lifted his foot and he won it. And I think the disappointing thing from McArthur's point of view is there was no hesitation on the follow through. It was full blooded. And when you see replay after replay, it's hard to deny that it was a red card.
OK, it's a big talking point at 1-0, so let's bring in the former Premier League referee, Dermot Gallagher. Dermot, Peter Banks obviously had a long, hard look at that in VAR. Why do you think that he was happy with the on-field decision?
Difficult for me to say, Steve. I'm with Glenn and Righty. I think, you know, Saka clears the ball. McArthur he goes in, he doesn't pull out. And I think he's extremely lucky not to get a red card. What I would say is, if you look, this came from a free kick given away by Saka, ironically, 43 seconds earlier. And if you're able to roll me the free kick that Saka gave away, he also got a yellow card.
Yes.
And I would say that what I was trying to explain, right, is that there has to be a band within what a yellow card is. But when you put the two together, there's no comparison in Saka's tackle to McArthur's tackle. So what I would say is, if that's not a red card, it must be as high as you can possibly go before you hit the cut line. But I think he's extremely lucky.
Crazy. Honestly, that's because that even without VAR, you look at that's a sending off. So was it Peter Scott?
Banks.
Peter Banks? How he should, like Dermot always has to come and then, you know, has to try and justify their mistakes. But why isn't Peter Scott here telling us why that is not a red card? Why is it Dermot? You know, Dermot's got to come in like, try and protect him. No, he should be here telling us why that is not a sending off.
I think
we know they're not allowed to do that.
But I think me and Righty can see that as quickly as they see it, and we see 2-3 times, and it's like, it's a red card.
You've got to be able to see, like when we were talking, we saw that when Saka kicks the ball, you think, oh, you pull out, you naturally pull out. He actually went even more forceful. It's almost like he's done exactly what he wanted to do.